Hello dear friends, this is Dr. Diptesh Patel and I am going to teach you advanced internal combustion engine. So today in first lecture I am going to introduce about the internal combustion engine which is a kind of engine design and operating parameters. So the outlines of this lecture is the introductions of IC engine. So here first of all let's go through the basics of the IC engine, and they all originated from the heat engine. So what is heat engine? Actually the machine which absorb the heat energy from the combustion of fuels or any other sources and then convert these energy into mechanical energy is known as the heat engine. So we have been using a lot of different types of the heat engine in our surroundings, and those heat engines are used to reduce the mechanical or human effort or to generate the mechanical works. Now basically heat engine can be classified in two different categories. First one is external combustion engine and the second one is internal combustion engine, which we are going to see today. So like external combustion engine could be the example of external combustion engine could be the boiler, and for internal combustion engine the best example is the petrol engine or diesel engine that we use in different applications. So here let's understand what could be the classifications of IC engine. Now IC engine is classified in different categories. So here four different categories are been given. The first one is based on the number of stroke per cycle. So it could be classified as a 2-stroke or even a 4-stroke engine. Then based on the thermodynamic cycles used, such as the petrol cycle or diesel cycle. Third one is based on the number of cylinder. It could be a single cylinder, double cylinder, 3 cylinder, 4 cylinder, 6, 8 or even 12 cylinder engines, depends on what type of power required. Then the fourth classification is based on the arrangement of the cylinder. Is the cylinder arrangement can be provided for the different types of the engine based on the area that is available and based on the number of cylinder that we have. So it could be a V shape or it could be a line in a line cylinder. Now what is the applications of IC engine? Now the applications of the IC engine is wide. It can be used for the different automobile applications, it can be used in power generation, it can be used in industries as well. So here some of them are mentions such as cars, jeeps, motorcycles, aircraft, scooters and motorcycles, tractors, drilling rig, pumping sets and the buses. So IC engine been widely used for the different or the range of different applications. Now before we begin the subject called the advanced internal combustion engine, we need to go through the basic introductions of the IC engine. And like as we have seen, the classifications of the IC engine depends on the number of stroke, in which we have seen the 4-stroke, 2-stroke, also the classification based on the types of the fuel which is used or the thermodynamic cycles used, such as petrol or which is also known as the Otto cycles and the diesel cycle. So the first case that we are going to see is a 4-stroke petrol engine. Now you can see the diagram represent the 4-stroke petrol engine. Now why does it call the 4-stroke? Since the one cycle of the engine is completed in a 4-stroke and therefore it is known as the 4-stroke petrol engines. The 4 different strokes are suction stroke, compression stroke, then expansion stroke and the exhaust stroke. So to complete the all strokes, uh, it is known as the 4-stroke petrol engine. Now let's go through the petrol engine of the 4-stroke cycles. So first of all, in the first diagram you can see that in initial conditions the piston would remain at the top dead center, which is known as the TDC. Now when piston would move from TDC to BDC, which is the bottom dead center, the suctions are created inside the cylinder, and due to that the pressure inside the cylinder would reduce less than the atmospheric pressure. So due to that, due to the pressure difference, the inlet valve would remain open at that time, and the fresh air from the atmosphere. It could be even actually air and fuel mixture, air from the atmosphere and the petrol from the fuel pump has been taken into the cylinder. Then this mixture would remain into the engine, into the cylinder. In second stroke, you can see the piston is moving from BDC to TDC. So since the air fuel mixture is being filled into the cylinder and both valves are closed, inlet and exhaust valve. So since the piston moving from BDC to TDC, it compresses the mixture of air and fuels. Now in the after that, the spark is been given, the fuel, the air and mixture is been ignited with the help of spark plug, which is provided at the top of the cylinder. So due to the spark, the air and fuel mixture is starting to get ignited, and yet it is ignite, the whole mixture of the air and fuel which is remain into the cylinder is combusted, and due to that the high temperature and high pressure gases are generated. So in third one, you can see the expansion stroke, that is occurs due to the pressure and due to the pressure of the exhaust gases, pressure of the gases which is generated into the combustion chamber, and that push the piston from top dead center to bottom dead center, and that one is known as the power stroke as well. This is the only stroke in which we get the power. Then after, in the fourth stroke, the piston is moved from BDC to TDC again, but at that time the exhaust valve would kept open. So since the exhaust valve is open and the gases which would remain the less energy as compared to the initial conditions, these exhaust gases leave the engine from the outlet valve. So the whole cycle is completed in a 4 different strokes, and that's why it is known as the 4-stroke petrol engine. Now as you can see the PV diagram of the 4-stroke petrol engine. So and left side you can see the PV diagram, ideal PV diagram, and on the right hand side you can see the actual PV diagram of the 4-stroke petrol engine. So initially at stage 1 the suction start. So the suction pressure is always below the atmospheric pressure. Due to the suction stroke, the fresh air and mixture would enter into the cylinder, and then 1 to 2 process 1 to 2 process represent the compression stroke, which is also known as the isentropic compressions. Then 2 to 3, that is the power stroke. Sorry, that is the compression stroke. Now at that point the fuel has been ignited, air and fuel would be ignited at point 3, and due to that the high temperature and high pressures are generated, so the pressure would remain at highest level at point 3. Then afterward the power stroke is opted. So 3 to 4 is the isentropic expansion cycle, and then 4 to 1 is the exhaust gases which would leave into the atmosphere, and that would be certainly higher than the atmospheric pressure. On the right hand side you can see the actual PV diagram of the 4-stroke petrol engine. Here the fuel is the heat is added at constant volume. So you can see point 2 to 3. So heat is added at constant volume, and that's for this cycle is also known as the constant volume cycle. Then after, let's move to the next one, which is the 4-stroke diesel engine. Now there is a small difference between the petrol engine and the diesel engine. In petrol engine, the mixture of air and fuel is ignited with the help of spark plug, but here the spontaneous ignition takes place while fuel is injected into the heated air which is remain into the cylinder. So that's the only small difference between the petrol engine and diesel engine. So you can see these 4 different strokes of the cycle. At first the piston would move from TDC to BDC. At that time the inlet valve is remain open, so fresh air, just only air, fresh air would come from the atmosphere and enter into the cylinder. In the second stroke you can see the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, which compress the air. Then after, the fuel is injected afterward. So since fuel is injected, it is atomized and vaporized inside the cylinder, and since it has a higher temperature inside the cylinder, fuel is start to ignite spontaneously. So fresh air and the diesel which is been provided into the cylinder at high temperature and high pressure would start to ignite in the presence of oxygen into the air. Now since fuel is ignited, you can see in third stroke the piston would move from TDC to BDC, which is known as the power stroke. And then in the last one, piston again move from BDC to TDC. At that time the exhaust valve is remain open, so all the flue gases, all the exhaust gases which is being generated into the cylinder leaves the engine through the outlet valve. Now this is the PV diagram of the 4-stroke diesel engine. You can see that 1 to 2, the suction would start below atmospheric pressure. At 1 to 2 is the compression stroke, 2 to 3 is a heat additions, 3 to 4 is the expansion, and 4 to 1 is the exhaust of the gases into the atmosphere. Now since the heat additions takes place at constant pressure, which is being shown in line 2 to 3, and therefore this is also known as the constant pressure cycle as well. Okay, so 1 to 2 is the isentropic compressions, 2 to 3 is the heat addition, 3 to 4 is the isentropic expansion, and 4 to 1 is the rejections of the heat into the atmosphere. On the right hand side you can see the actual PV diagram of the 4-stroke diesel engine, which is definitely different than the ideal one. So you can see the smooth curves at the intersections. Then we are moving forward to the 2-stroke engines. Now we are going to see the remaining couple of more examples, and one of them is a 2-stroke petrol engine and the another one is a 2-stroke diesel engine. So let's go through the first one, which is the 2-stroke petrol engine. Here you can see in the diagram the all 4 different processes such as suction, compression, power or the expansion, and the exhaust. All 4 different processes takes place in a 2-stroke, and that's why it is known as the 2-stroke engine. So you can see it has the exhaust port. Instead of using valve, it used the ports. So it has the exhaust port, inlet port, and the transfer port as well. So basically when piston is moving from TDC to BDC, due to the power which is available into the cylinder, the exhaust valve, both exhaust valve and the transfer valve would remain open. So through the transfer valve or transport port, the fresh charge would enter into the cylinder. At the other end, all the gases would leave the engine from the exhaust port. Now the fresh air and the mixture of fuel would be taken into the crankcase through the inlet port, which is been provided into the crankcase. Now this mixture would remain into the crankcase and then it transfer to the cylinder through the transport port. So in the first one, the exhaust gases leave and the fresh charge enter through the transport port. In the second one, you can see the compression takes place. Piston is moving from TDC to BDC to TDC, which compress the air and fuels, and at the same time the spark is provided through the spark plug, and due to the due to the combustions of these gases that provide the power into the cylinder crown, cylinder head, and sorry, the piston crown, and then that push the piston from TDC to BDC. Since in the third diagram you can see the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, at that time again exhaust port and the transport port remain open. So all the gases that is remain into the cylinder leave the cylinder through the exhaust port, and the fresh charge enter into the cylinder through the transport port. Transport port is ultimately connected with the crankcase. So fresh charges were taken from inlet port through the crankcase, and then from the crankcase through the transport port to the cylinder head. Second type is a two-stroke diesel engine. Again, here all four different processes: suction, compressions, expansion or the power and the exhaust, all four processes complete in a two-stroke, and that's why it is known as the two-stroke cycles. And it is completely works same as the petrol engine, two-stroke petrol engine, but the slight difference is that we do not require any spark. We do not require any spark plug to start ignitions into the cylinder. The ignition takes place spontaneously when we inject the diesel through the fuel injector, which is being provided at the top of the engine. So basically, you can see the inlet port, transport port, exhaust port. Fresh air, only air would be taken from the inlet port into the crankcase, which would remain into the crankcase when piston is at the top dead center. When piston move from top dead center, due to the power, the exhaust port and the transport port gets open. At that time, the fresh air which is remain into the crankcase would be pushed into the cylinder head due to the pressure difference, and these air would get compressed into the cylinder head when piston is moving from TDC BDC to TDC. At the same time, after that, the fuel is injected into the cylinder, and the injections of the fuels would start the spontaneous combustion because it remain into the high pressure and high temperature zones. So since the fuel and mixture of air gets ignited, that push the piston again from TDC to BDC. So when piston move from the TDC to BDC, the exhaust port is remain open, and all the gases would go out through the exhaust port, and at the same time the fresh charge would taken into the cylinder from the transport port that you can see in diagram B. So this is what the working of two-stroke diesel engine. So basically we have seen the different types of the engines, such as two-stroke petrol engine, two-stroke diesel engine, similarly four-stroke petrol engine and four-stroke diesel engine. And we are going to see these all engines in a details, and we are going to see the parameters into the next sessions. Thank you very much.